Hi guys, it's Jenny, welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 6, I think. Yeah, day 6 of 12 Days of Christmas Conspiracies. So today's video is going to be about the disappearance of Nikole Betterson. So just before I start this video, I just want to do a quick disclaimer. I mean absolutely no harm or disrespect to anybody involved in this situation. This is just information that I've found online and I'm putting together in one video to share to you guys. So Jarrett Betterson and Susan Klingel lived in Dearborn, Michigan with their 2-year-old daughter Nikole. In September of 1977, all three of them were driving in Michigan and unfortunately got into a car accident. Suzanne was thrown from the car and unfortunately passed away that day. Soon after Susan's death, Jarrett actually got involved with another woman called Barbara, and they formed a relationship together. So around Christmas time of that year, Barbara actually met Susan's parents and promised them that she would take good care of Nikole and that all three of them were actually planning on moving out west to start a new life together as a new family. They never actually specifically told anyone where they were going. They would actually tell different people different things. So some friends actually thought that they mentioned they were moving to California, where other friends and family members thought that they said they were heading to Las Vegas. After they left for wherever they were planning on going, the Klingels actually never saw Nikole ever again, and this was around Christmas time in 1977. So around 20 years later, Bill and Mary Klingel, who I believe are Susan's parents, actually hired a private investigator to find out where they were and what happened to their granddaughter Nikole so that they could see her, who at this point was believed to be around 22 years old. So the investigator actually located Jarrett and Barbara, and they were living in a more humble section of Las Vegas. However, he was unable to find Nikole. There was actually no evidence that Nikole even moved with them to Las Vegas. They couldn't find anything in any records that she actually still existed. So after late 1977, Nikole ceased to exist. There was no records of her whatsoever, which of course is very, very odd. Nikole was actually awarded orphans benefits by Social Security after her mother's death, which up until 1993, which was when Nikole would have turned 18, Jarrett actually collected every month and cashed it in, receiving the money. So after talking to Jarrett and Barbara, the detective was convinced that they had some involvement with their daughter's disappearance and knew something about it. So the detective actually lied to Jarrett and said that he knew what happened to Nikole and offered Jarrett leniency if he told them the truth and told them what actually happened to Nikole. So Jarrett actually promised the detective that he would get back to him in a few weeks to tell them everything that happened, to tell them exactly where Nikole was or what happened to her. But unfortunately, a few weeks after he said that, when he was meant to be meeting the detective to tell him everything, Jarrett actually shot his girlfriend Barbara and then took his own life. And this was actually shortly before Christmas, on the 20th anniversary of Nikole's disappearance. When the investigators found their decomposing bodies together, Barbara was actually lying on the floor clutching a Bible and a wilted red rose. There was actually no suicide note with them at the time. They just found an apologetic note on their refrigerator to their apartment manager saying, "Forgive us for having to deal with the mess we left." So Barbara had actually sent a suicide note to Joni, who was Jarrett's mother, who was living in Georgia at the time, who hadn't seen her son or granddaughter in over 20 years. So of course she was quite surprised when she got this letter through the post, and the letter read, "By the time you get this, we should be dead. Jarrett is about to go to jail and I don't want to live without him. I'm sorry about living apart from our family. I'm sorry about so many things. We've had a sad and difficult life. We had hoped our troubles would never touch our families, so we kept to ourselves. We've tried to follow God, now it's about time for him to judge us. Jarrett and Barbara had actually left an envelope with them containing $900, which was to pay for their cremation, and Barbara had actually asked in the note for their ashes to be placed in the same urn. Unfortunately, this meant that Nikole was never found and there was no way of finding her. And today it's actually believed that she would be around 40 to 42 years old. So that's actually it for this case. That's all the information that is out there. It's such a sad story that we never get to know what actually happened to Nikole. I think it's pretty obvious that Jarrett and Barbara did have something to do with it, because they did commit suicide. I think it makes it pretty obvious that they had something to do with Nikole's disappearance, but it's sad that we don't know whether she was killed accidentally or on purpose. I don't know, maybe she was killed accidentally and they just didn't want to tell anyone, they were too scared. Because in the note that Barbara left, it said something about how Jarrett was going to be going to jail. So maybe they did kill Nikole and Jarrett didn't want to go to jail and Barbara didn't want to live without him, so they decided to commit suicide, which is of course so sad. But yeah, it's a very frustrating case. I'd love to think that Nikole is out there living her life happily and she's alive. I think that's the best situation, but of course we don't know, and I don't think we would ever know, which is so sad and frustrating. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below so that you don't miss the rest of the 12 Days of Christmas Conspiracies. But yeah, I hope you're having a lovely day and I'll see you tomorrow in my next video. Bye guys!